Good evening, everybody. It is Charlie here, and welcome back to another video on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. Hope everyone has had a great start to their weekend so far. I am back again with your match preview ahead of Bournemouth against Leeds United at the Vitality Stadium tomorrow afternoon in what feels like make or break for Leeds United. Just before we get into it, guys, as always, please smash that like button. Please subscribe to the channel if you are brand new. Hit that notification bell and, of course, get all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. So then, Bournemouth away on a bank holiday weekend. What could possibly go wrong? Well, I'll tell you what could possibly go wrong. That Leeds United could lose this game and ultimately all but confirm relegation to the Championship, in my opinion. As I said, as I did just allude to there, guys, it is make or break for us now. I feel like this is our biggest game of the season so far. Anything other than a win tomorrow, even a draw, and I think we will go down. It's 100% done for me then. I genuinely, I was saying this to my dad earlier on today on the phone. I said, if we lose this game, I genuinely cannot see us picking up another point for the rest of the season. I really can't. Because if you take Bournemouth out of it, you've got Man City away next Saturday. I mean, come on, just write that one off. Newcastle at home. No, that's just not happening either. West Ham away. That's probably the only one in the running where I am a bit 50-50 on if we could get something from that game or not. But even at the most, I think there's a point there. I can't see us beating them at the London Stadium. And then we've got Tottenham on the final day, which under Ryan Mason, yeah, that gives me a slight little bit of confidence. But I think we'll already be relegated by Tottenham, in my opinion. I think after the West Ham game, I think we'll know 100%. We may even know after Newcastle if games continue to not go our way. I mean, at the time of recording this preview, guys, I'm just going to check. Oh, Brentford have equalised. So Forest were winning at Brentford. But Ivan Toney has just equalised for them. So that's at the time of recording this, which is a little bit better for us. But obviously, even if that stays like that, that's a point on the road for Forest. So they'll still be above us in the league. Again, all the more importance on this Bournemouth game for Leeds United. Now we need to win this game. We really, really do. Obviously, I was listening to the Just Your Football show earlier on this morning where he had the Bournemouth fan on with him, and he was saying, that Leeds United have a very good record against Bournemouth going into this one. Obviously, we did beat them earlier on in the season at Ellen Road in a crazy, crazy game on Bonfire Night where we found ourselves 3-1 down at Ellen Road and we came back to win the game 4-3. Not good for the old health was that game. Obviously, I was there, and it was so end to end. I've never felt that many different emotions in a football ground in my life. I went from sad, angry, frustrated to then happy, elated, on cloud nine by the end of it. But I did feel like that win did paper over a lot of cracks. And look, we all said that Marsh should have probably been gone after Fulham at home earlier on in the season, but we beat Liverpool and then we beat Bournemouth, and that kept him his job, really. Let's just be honest with ourselves. And maybe, it sounds daft to say, but would you have took losing to Bournemouth to maybe get Marsh sacked earlier? I don't know, in all honesty. So, it's a catch-22, isn't it? Like, do you take the short-term pain for long-term gain in that scenario? I don't know. Maybe that's what made the board keep Jesse. They thought, you know what, he's picked up 2 wins. Hopefully it can turn around, and it just hasn't, has it? So, speaking about Bournemouth then, I'll be completely honest. GaryO'Neil has pleasantly surprised me with how well he's done at Bournemouth this season. Obviously, earlier on in the season, they had Scott Parker. he got sacked after a 9-0 defeat at Anfield, and it felt like Bournemouth were just going to be bottom of the league, straight back down. But I feel like Gary O'Neil has got them playing some really good football, always on the front foot, direct. They've got some good players going forward. And defensively, they've been fairly solid as well. Obviously, they're coming into this game on the back of beating South Coast rivals Southampton on Thursday night at Southampton as well. But prior to that, obviously, last weekend they did get beat at home 4-0 by West Ham. So, they're still not completely out of it. In my opinion, they're nearly safe, but they're still technically in it for me. So if we can win this game tomorrow, then it brings Bournemouth a little bit more into this relegation fight. However, if Bournemouth beat us tomorrow, I think that all but confirms their safety for this season. And look, fair enough, Brentford have equalised against Forest now, but you've got Leicester playing Everton on Monday night. That is a huge, huge game, regardless of what happens in our game with Bournemouth tomorrow. That is a huge, huge game. And if we lose tomorrow, what's the best scenario in Leicester against Everton? Like, really, you're looking at maybe either a draw or maybe a Leicester win, because it kind of keeps. I don't know. I really don't know. But look, as I said on my predicted 11 yesterday, obviously Sinistera out for the season. Huge blow for Leeds. Does that mean we'll see Willie Gnonto? Probably not. Which is just an absolute joke. Like, Javi Gracia is really not the man, guys, regardless of if we stay up or not. I do not want this man in charge of our football club next season. He doesn't have a Scooby-Doo at the minute. We'll play well in like the first half. We go a goal up like we did against Leicester. And then he sets us up in the second half to just defend a 1-0 lead at Ellen Road. I mean, come on. I could have maybe understood it if it had been at the King Power, but it was at Ellen Road in front of our fans. The fans were up for it at half time as well. We're winning 1-0. And obviously there's that Bamford miss near the end. I'm sure Bamford's not had a good night's sleep since that. So hopefully he's fired up for this game tomorrow as well, if he features. Because at the minute you never know what you're going to get with Javi. I just hope though, and speaking about Nonto, I hope that Grazia sees the severity of of this situation and the importance of 3 points tomorrow afternoon, and I hope that he does play Willie Gnonto from the start. I get it. Somerville helps out defensively, and his performances of late off the bench have been good. And he started against Fulham, and he had a good game. But Willie Gnonto is just too special for me. And even though he said, no one player is special or something like that, I'm paraphrasing there. But I mean, come on, mate. He's arguably been our best player this season. He's direct. He's technically gifted on the ball. He's a good passer. He's a good shooter of the ball as well. Draws defenders over to him, which allows space for others to run into. He's just got, and for a 19-year-old, his football IQ is very, very good. So he should be playing. We're in the midst of a relegation battle. It's desperate times now. We just need to throw the kitchen sink at everything now. This is our last sort of not easy game, but I'd say out of the 5 games remaining, this is probably the one that favours us the most, I'd say. Because even West Ham, I know they're still kind of in it at the minute, but I would fancy us to get a win against Bournemouth more than West Ham, let's put it that way. And, I am quietly confident going into this one. I can't lie. But again, it all depends for me on team selection. And I think you'll know, as always with Leeds, within the first sort of 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes, you know what Leeds United's turning up. If Bournemouth go a goal up early on, we might as well just pack his bags and go home, because I think the mentality of this squad at the minute is on its arse and the confidence is low. And I feel like if we start off brightly and then Bournemouth go up the other end and score, I just think we'll just go into his shells. Players will start hiding, and it'll just be rinse and repeat of the recent games. But I hope that we come out firing. I hope we can maybe get an early lead, but then keep going at them. Don't go a goal up and then sit back and be passive and defensive like you have been, Javi. If you're 1-0 up, you're in the game, you're on the front foot, keep it going. And then in the second half, when players maybe start to tire and they get a bit fatigued, make changes at the right time. And if he doesn't start Nonto, right, I mean, it's baffling, but right, okay. But bring him on at a good time if needed. If you start Somerville and then he starts fading, get him off. Or if Harrison starts and he starts fading, then get him off. Do you know what I mean? Make changes at the right time. If the midfield's starting to tire, bring Adam Forshaw on. Do something to try and get into the game. Dean Smith did it the other night. He realised that he needed to bring Vardy and Patson Daka on, and once he did, Vardy ran the show, and that's how they got him. They got back into the game and equalised through Jamie Vardy. You know, the defence needs to be bang on it as well because, as I said earlier, Bournemouth have got some good players going forward, the likes of Phil Billing, Solanke, Marcus Tavernier, and you know they have got a solid back line as well. So it isn't going to be an easy game by any stretch of the imagination. And even though I know I said I'm quietly confident, but I'm not massively confident. Head or heart with score predictions. You see, my head is saying that we're going to lose, unfortunately. But I'm going to go with my heart and I'm going to go 2-1 Leeds. Hopefully, we've got the strong mentality going into this. Hopefully, the players, the staff, everyone, we all know how important this game is. It's last chance saloon for me, this. 2-1. Let's go down to Bournemouth on a bank holiday and win to keep our survival hopes alive. But, guys, I have to break it to you in case you didn't know already. If we lose this game, Leeds United will go down. It's as simple as that. So I'm going to go with a 2-1 win, hopefully. And let's keep our survival hopes alive. Fingers crossed. So if you've enjoyed this match preview, guys, please smash a like on it. Really helps get the video out there and let's get more eyes on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. Please subscribe to the channel as well if you are brand new. Hit that notification bell and get all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And I'll be back with my match review straight after the game tomorrow afternoon and I'll see you then. Cheers.